Day 3 of semen retention. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm definitely feeling good this morning. Slightly under the weather, but mentally I feel pretty good. I had a good night's rest. And on day 3, I'm feeling more motivated. I almost relapsed last night. Um, and I got protected. I got delivered from the sin, you know? Like I told you, there's a lot of young ladies that are trying to siphon my life force. I don't know any other way to put it, because she was messaging me, trying to get me to link, and then I wasn't responding. And then she messaged again and again, double, triple text, guys. Now, I'm not gonna brag, but like I'm not a stranger to interactions with girls or getting girls, whatever. But even that behavior to me is like, that's over the top, you know? Texting multiple times, just, and it's not to go on no date or for me to spend no money. It's for me to come straight to the crib and, you know what I'm saying, whoop whoop. So I ended up starting to fold, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna drive to her house. But I'm telling myself, like, I'm not gonna do nothing. Like, you know, we're just gonna cuddle and we're gonna talk and stuff. And I haven't seen her in a couple of weeks, so I'm gonna keep it cordial. But I'm gonna let her know that, you know, we're not going that far today, right? I can say no too. Right? You guys can say no. I'm rationalizing this in my head, right? But in all honesty, if I had showed up at her crib, I probably would have folded. So here's what happened. I hop in the car, I'm driving over there, and then I get within like 5-10 minutes of her house, and lo and behold, the traffic on the street to her house is ridiculous, like beyond belief. Cars are backed up end to end, bumper to bumper. And then cherry on top is the two cars right in front of me get into an accident. They get into a pileup, then they stop the road. And I'm looking at the GPS and the time's going up from 5 minutes to 10 to 15 to 20. So I ended up calling her and telling her I was finna turn around because the only path to her crib is blocked off, right? She was a little disappointed, but she said she was tired, and I told her that we'd reschedule and whatnot. And she said she felt bad that I drove down, but I said, ain't really nothing to feel bad about. Like, you know, what is there to feel bad about? It's not my fault. It's not her fault. And I drove back home. And on the way home, I was like, you know what? Jesus just delivered me from sin. He provided a clear way out, and I had no choice but to take it. Yeah, maybe I could have stayed on that traffic road and eventually gone to her crib late, right? No one was home. Like, I could have just went to her crib. It didn't matter at the time. Would have been a sneaky link. But I was like, nah, this is a clear sign that you need to turn around and go home and avoid the temptation, you know? And that brings me to the scripture that we're going to read, right? It's 1 Corinthians 10:13. So it does not let us be tempted beyond what we can bear, but along with the temptation, he provides the way out. I'm quoting this off of memory, so if that was incorrect, I'm sorry, but it's definitely something along those lines. And I saw that scripture in action yesterday, guys. I was very, very pleased. I was very impressed, you know, felt good. But yeah, this semen retention stuff, it's really starting to change my energy already on day 3. And the thing is, like, generally in my past streaks, day 3 wouldn't show real, like, field changes. If you're a vet on semen retention, you know exactly what I mean by field changes. The reality around you, the field around you, there's no denying it bends around the fact that you are retaining, and you're probably one of the only retainers in your area, right? Most people don't do this shit. Most people find this shit weird as hell. Weird as heck, I should say. And yesterday which would have been, you know, towards the end of day 2 for me. I come back from work, and I was just chilling by this stone structure that overlooks a mountain near my area. And as I was walking up to the stone structure, I see this girl. She's laying on the stone structure, just getting sun, I guess. And she seemed distraught. Anyways, I sat a bit further away from her and I was minding my business. And then something just told me just to go talk to her because we're the only 2 people there, you know. So it's kind of random. So I just said, hey. She said, hey. Asked how I was doing. I said, I'm chilling. I asked how she was doing, and she said her life is going terrible and nothing's going her way. She started trauma dumping her whole story on me. But before she fully trauma dumped, she paused and she was like, wait, are you like some type of guardian entity sent here to judge me on my bad life choices? And I just laughed. I was like, do you feel judged right now? And we went on, we had a conversation about how she had failed on a lot of things in life. She was a little bit older. She was a bit older than she looked. She said she gave up on a lot of her dreams, didn't pursue anything, and now she's depressed and has bad health. And I told her to read 1 Corinthians 13 because she was talking about self-deleting. So I said, read 1 Corinthians 13 to remember that you're loved. And she appreciated that, and she actually started to smile. And then her boyfriend popped up from behind the stone structure. He was like, he looked a bit distraught himself. Apparently, he was off helping someone with an overdose. He was helping some guy that was ODing. And he came back. He was a little bit like off put that I was talking to his girl, but like I diffused the situation because I had no intentions. I was just kind of chilling. So the 3 of us chatted for a bit, and then I saw them off. I waved them off. But that's just to say that I think this is the first time where I'm on a streak where I've actually realized that, you know, not that I didn't know this before, but now it's integrated, is that, you know, that energy that you carry while you're retaining, it can really bend other people's states. That girl looked like she was about to cry and lose it when I walked up to her. And when she was walking away with her boyfriend, she actually turned back and was smiling and told me how much she appreciated me just saying something, you know? And as a Christian, because this is Christ focused retention, we always need to remember that our only real calling, our main calling, is to spread the gospel of Christ and spread love to other people. And I think that's why the energy feels a little bit different this early on the streak. And so, yeah, I cannot wait until I get into the higher days. Who knows what's going to happen? Yeah, I almost took an L, but I kept my energy pure. And I'm grateful to God for that interaction. You guys keep it up, and I'll see you soon.